What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video right here at Chris's MMA Universe. This video here, I just want to talk really quick about Colby Covington versus Tyron Woodley for the UFC Fight Night, and that's actually happening September 16th. This fight is actually very exciting for many reasons. I mean, the most important reason is we knew that Tyron Woodley was supposed to fight Colby Covington. They were supposed to match up with each other back when Woodley was the champion. And then, some things fell through. It didn't happen. For whatever the reason is, it's not really too important now because they're actually fighting each other now. Now, I know it's not going to be for the title, but it is going to be for a 5-round main event. So, this is very exciting. I know it's very, very exciting for the fans. And me, purely as a fan, I'm very excited for it because now they will finally get a chance to go up against each other. I believe that this fight is going to be a stand-up war. I believe that it's going to just be a stand-up battle between both of them because we all know that Colby Covington is a world-class wrestler. We also know that he has world-class cardio. Tyron Woodley, I'm not going to say Tyron Woodley gets tired in fights, but I don't think he has a gas tank as well as Colby Covington does. And I don't believe Tyron Woodley is actually going to beat Colby Covington. Now, everybody is as good as their last fight. And Colby Covington, yeah, he did lose against Kamaru Usman. He got his jaw broken, the whole nine. And Kamaru Usman ended up being able to finish him. But he did very well up until that point. Colby Covington did very well against Kamaru Usman. I mean, it was a very exciting fight where it looked like Colby Covington was getting off on Kamaru Usman and Kamaru Usman would come back. I mean, it was a stand-up war where Colby Covington was letting off volume. Colby Covington likes to let off volume with strikes as opposed to significant strikes. Like, he doesn't really let too much significant strikes go. And, I mean, as of late as well. Like, when he went up against Robbie Lawler, for example, it was a lot of tap punches. I mean, volume. But nothing significant. Nothing where it was, he didn't throw any haymakers. He didn't throw any, hooks to where Robbie Lawler was actually, getting dropped or anything like that, right? It was just volume, tapping them, points. So he was getting the points off, but wasn't significant actually hitting Robbie Lawler. And it was pretty much almost the same against Kamaru Usman. I mean, he was letting off a lot of volume, looked like he was getting Kamaru Usman, but then Kamaru Usman would come back. I mean, we all know Kamaru Usman is champion for a reason. He's very, very durable. But now, where Tyron Woodley went up against Kamaru Usman, and, Tyron Woodley also, like I said, he's as good as his last fight, and he lost 2 in a row now, Tyron Woodley. But when he went up against Kamaru Usman, I just want to talk about that with Kamaru Usman being the champion and seeing as how both men lost to Kamaru Usman, recently as well. But so when Tyron Woodley went up against Kamaru Usman, he was very flat. He even admitted it himself. He was very flat in that fight. It was, he just wasn't himself. He was saying, he just felt very flat. And Kamaru Usman completely dominated that fight. It was completely Kamaru Usman's fight when he went up against Tyron Woodley. And I would say Colby Covington did a better job against Kamaru Usman than Tyron Woodley did against Kamaru Usman. I mean, I think most people can agree with that one. So I believe Tyron Woodley is not going to beat Colby Covington. I do believe that Tyron Woodley is getting up there in age, and we're starting to see it. I believe that Tyron Woodley, with him being 38 years old, that's up there for a fighter. So with him actually being up there in age, I believe Tyron Woodley is starting to lose it if he hasn't lost it completely already. So with Colby Covington going in there, Colby Covington being 32, I believe, that's actually good for a fighter. That's a good age for a fighter. That's when you can actually be in your prime. And I believe Colby Covington still has what it takes to become a champion. Let's put everything aside. Let's put everything aside on what everybody thinks about Colby Covington and what everybody thinks about Tyron Woodley, but mainly Colby Covington because the persona he puts on and stuff. Let's put all that aside. We're talking about strictly fighting here. And Colby Covington is a great fighter, regardless of what anybody may think. Now, I'm just talking about fighter aspects here. I'm talking about how good they are in the cage. Forget about what they say. Forget about what they do. And these two men generally just do not like each other. That's what makes it even better to see. Bad blood is always, always, always more appealing to the viewer, no matter what. That's no secret. So these men generally just do not like each other. The press conferences are going to be great to watch. You know, the fight itself is just, everything leading up to the fight. And then, the actual treat that we will be able to see as fans is actually seeing them go up against each other on September 16th. So I believe if I had to predict this fight, I believe Colby Covington is going to beat Tyron Woodley by decision. I don't think that Colby Covington will be able to finish Tyron Woodley, and I don't think Tyron Woodley is going to go in there with that much confidence. I believe that, Tyron Woodley, like I said, he's as good as his last fight, and he's been looking very bad lately. And I know everybody could say to me right now, hey, well, Colby Covington, he's as good as his last fight, and he lost against Kamaru Usman, right? But I don't see, to where the way Tyron Woodley lost to Kamaru Usman and the way he's been losing lately is not as bad as the way Colby Covington lost. Yes, I know Kamaru Usman finished him. I know he broke his jaw against Colby Covington. I get it. But I do believe that this fight is going to be something where I believe Colby Covington is going to get the better of Tyron Woodley in this fight. I do really believe so. Now, who knows? Tyron Woodley might be able to go in there because anything can happen in a fight, right? So Tyron Woodley could go in there and break Colby Covington's jaw if he catches him clean. I mean, he can drop Colby Covington. He can knock Colby Covington out. We saw what Tyron Woodley did to Robbie Lawler when he became the champion. When Tyron Woodley captured the title against Robbie Lawler, we saw what he did. Knocked him out in, 3 minutes and 2 seconds? Just went at him, caught him with a right hook, and that was it. So, yes, of course, Tyron Woodley has the strength. He has the power. Of course, he has wrestling where I don't believe Colby Covington will be able to take him down. And like I was saying, I do believe Colby Covington still has what it takes to become champion. I believe that he can be up there, and who knows what will happen if Colby Covington was to go up against Kamaru Usman again. But I think Colby Covington versus Tyron Woodley, I do believe Colby Covington is going to get the decision win against Tyron Woodley. I do believe Tyron Woodley is starting to lose it, and I'm not sure how confident Tyron Woodley is going to go into this fight. I do believe that there's going to be some bad blood definitely between the two, which there already is. But what I mean by that is, with the lead up to the fight, the press conferences. I mean, I don't know if Colby Covington is going to come out as confident as he usually is because he lost to Kamaru Usman. But this isn't Kamaru Usman he's going up against now. This is a guy that that generally he did not like. Tyron Woodley does not like him. And I believe the press conference is going to be very exciting for everyone to watch. And I really can't wait for that. And I can't wait for this fight. I really want to know what you guys think. Who do you think is going to win this fight and how? I really want to really want to read your comments. I'm looking forward to reading the comments. Make sure to hit a like. That helps me out. Make sure to subscribe. That really helps me out. I really appreciate it. So please subscribe, and I'll see all you guys in the next one.